Hi everyone, you are welcome back to See Concept. I want to say thank you for tuning in into this tutorial. I hope you all are doing great. Today, I shall be showing you how to draft and cut off-shoulder princess bustier darts. And the basic measurement needed for this tutorial are my shoulder to shoulder, my armhole depth, my bust line, apex to apex, which is normally called nipple to nipple, my under bust, waistline, and the length of my costume. So guys, I've placed my pattern paper on fold with the biggest part of my body, and if you are cutting directly on your fabric, remember to do same with the biggest part of your body. I also went ahead to place all the vertical measurement, that is the measurement from the shoulder line down to the desired length. The total length of my pattern here is 17.5, okay, because this is an half cut, okay. It could be for peplum, blouse, or dress, okay. So, and the only difference here is the shoulder slope, because we are going to be making an off shoulder, so we don't need the shoulder slope here. All this pattern here is just for illustration, okay. So from this folded edge, I have my shoulder measurement, half of my shoulder measurement. The full shoulder measurement is 16 inches divided by 2, making 8. I added half an inch to it, making 8.5. Okay, so from where the 8.5 stops, I went down by 9 inches for my armhole depth. The line here is the center or the middle of my armhole depth, which is 4.5. Okay, more so, I want my off shoulder to be off by 4.5 inches. Okay, this is not constant. Okay, your off shoulder could be 2.5, it could be 3 inches, it could be 4 inches, it could be 5 inches. Okay, so for this tutorial, I want mine to be 4.5, and I'll be adding half an inch for joining, making 5 inches. Okay, so the half an inch will be somewhere here. Okay, so and down here I have from this folded edge to this line is my apex to apex. Okay, that is the distance from one nipple to the other. Mine is 9 inches divided by 2, making 4.5. Then I added half an inch to it for joining, making 5 inches. Okay, so from my shoulder line down to my chest line, I have 9 inches. Then from there, I have my bust line, which is 11 inches. I added half an inch to it, making 11.5. My under bust is 15 plus half an inch. My waistline is 17 plus half an inch. Okay, I didn't add allowance to it. I'll be doing that on my fabric. Right. So the next thing now is to place our measurements. Okay, so we are going to be placing our measurement from this off shoulder line. Okay, that is the line I came down with by 4.5. Always remember, if you are making off shoulder, you go in from your shoulder line, you reduce it by 2 inches. Okay, 2 inches, that is the standard. Okay, or 1.5. Okay, but I'll be making mine 2 inches from this armhole line to this part, 2 inches. Then from this folded edge, I'll be taking my neck width. I want my neck width to be 5.5. So the remaining 1 inch will be for joining my blouse to my sleeve. Okay, this 1 inch in the middle is just allowance. Okay, I haven't done that. I'll go ahead and place my darts. So from this waistline on the right, I'll be placing 1 inch, and whatever I have here, I will divide it by 2. That will be half an inch. Then on the under bust, because this is where the bust is going to protrude, okay, from the right side, I'll be placing 1.5. That is, I'll be adding half an inch to what I have on my waistline, making 1.5. Then on the left side, I will add 1/4 to what I had on the waistline, making a 3/4. From the bust line, I'll be going up by 1 inch. And I'll go down by 1 inch. On that, I'll go ahead and connect this half of my armhole to this 1 inch I came up with on the bust line. Then I'll go ahead and blend this part together. What I'm going to do next is to place my circumference. From the chest line, I'll go ahead and place the 1/4 of my bust, which is 12 inches. Then I'll be adding half an inch to it, making 12.5. Remember, we are going to join this part together because we'll be cutting off this line, making 13.5. In order not to confuse yourself, whatever you have here, place it on your bust line. So the under bust now, I'll be taking the 1/4 of my under bust. The 1/4 of my under bust is 10. Let's measure out what we took away from this part. Altogether here now, I have 2.5. It should be 2.25, but round it up to 2.5. Okay. So 10 plus 2.5, that will be 12.5. Plus 1 inch to join it together, that will be 13.5. On my waistline, the 1/4 of my waist is 11. Plus 1 inch to join it together, making 12. And I have 1.5 here, making 13.5. I'll go ahead and connect all the dots together. Then, having done that, from this upper part, I'll go ahead and connect this part to where the two ends here. Remember, we went in from this armhole line, from the half of my armhole line or armhole depth, we went in by 2 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect this part to the 2 inches. Then I'll be adding 2 inches allowance to it. Neckline, I'll be taking my neck depth. Okay, so I will take my neck depth. I want my neck depth from the shoulder line to be 7 inches. 7 inches here. Then I'll connect it from this part where I went in by 5.5. Is it? I'll connect it to it. I'll give it a V shape. I think we are done with this part. So we are going to cut off this part. I'll go ahead and cut it out now. So this is our off-shoulder princess bustier now. So it's going to look very simple. Right, guys, I've placed my back piece now, and the only difference here is this particular part. So from this folded edge, I have my zipper allowance. Okay, zipper. So I have a 1.5 inches. This particular part is not constant. Okay, yours could be 1, it could be 1.5 inches, it could be 2 inches. Okay, so, and from this line I went in by 5 inches, which is from my apex to apex. Okay, that is the distance from one nipple to the other. Okay, mine, like I said earlier on, is 9 inches divided by 2. That makes it a 4.5. Then I added half an inch to it, making 5 inches. Then from the shoulder line, I've placed my shoulder measurement, half of my shoulder, which is 8. Then I added half an inch to it, making a 8.5. From the zipper line, not from the edge, I have a half of my shoulder. Okay. Then from the shoulder line, I have the off line, which is the amount of offline I took away from the front piece. Okay, which is 4.5. Then from there I went down by 9 inches for my chest line. Your chest line, when you get your armhole depth, the line will be for your chest line. Don't get confused. Okay, whatever you get for your armhole depth, where the armhole depth stop will be your chest line. Then I went ahead and placed my waistline, which is 17 inches plus half an inch, making a 17.5. So for the back piece now, I will be placing the regular dart. Okay, that is half an inch on both sides. And from the chest line, I'll be going down by half an inch. Okay, because this is the back. The back is longer than the front. Then I will connect both dots together. For the neck width, the same thing I did on the front piece, same thing I will be repeating here. For the front piece, it was 5.5. Remember, from the armhole line, we came in by 2 inches. I will repeat same here. Then for my armhole depth, from my shoulder line, I'll be going down by 8 inches because I want it deeper than the front. Then I'll connect it to this parts. From the chest line now, I will place my circumference. From this zipper, where the zipper line ends here, not from the folded edge, I'll place my circumference. Remember, on the front piece, it was 12.5 plus half an inch, making a 12.5. Then on the waistline, the waist circumference is 11 inches plus 1 inch for the dart, making 12 inches. Back is very, very easy. Then I'll connect the dots together. Having done that, I'll go ahead and connect the armhole to the 2 inches we came up with from this armhole line. Then from the waistline, I want to eliminate the bulge because, like I said, the back is always longer than the front. I'll be going up by 1 inch from this zipper line. Then I will slanting it to this edge like this. So this place we'll be cutting off. Then we are done. The next thing now is to cut it out. But before that, let's add our allowance. Right. Let's cut it. This neckline, I want to change it to, I want to give it a cup shape. Sorry, ignore this. So I'll slit the zipper line, I'll slit it open. So this is for the back now. Notch the darts. Just give it a little bit of notch. So this will be for our back now. When you are cutting out your fabric, always use your chalk. Okay, use your chalk to mark the back. Just give it mark, because sometimes when you cut it out, the armhole and the back, they look the same. Okay, so put that in mind. You can give it back, just put a mark to show. Okay, we are done with the back now, so I'll set it aside. Then take the front piece, let's pin it together and see what we've got. When you are stitching it, you take it like this. Okay, you hold it, make sure all the parts are lined together like this, under bust to under bust, bust line to bust line. Run your stitch from the waistline up to the shoulder line. So you see now, very easy to join. Start joining it. This is how it's going to look. So I'll go ahead and join the other side. You can also leave this, like I like cutting my neckline after padding it up, especially when it comes to bustier. Okay, but for the sake of this tutorial, I just want to cut it so that you guys will see the shape. Okay, this is how it's going to look. Normally it's just pattern paper. Assuming this is a fabric, you know how it's going to be.
Just be honest, I've been in my
Very easy to
head.
cut, very easy to
Reinforce my
write.
walls with all these hypotheticals. When it comes to you, no one really compares. But I'm scared and I'm nervous. I don't wanna get hurt anymore. I don't want nobody else. You know that you hot as hell. I get ahead of myself. Finishing races and never begin. I don't want nobody else. You know that you hot as hell. I get ahead of
Guys, I want to say thank you for watching to the end, and I believe that this video has been helpful. Don't forget to like it. Don't forget to comment. I want to hear from you in the comment section below. And if you have not subscribed, kindly do so to encourage me. Thank you so much.